Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
How are you feeling now getting out to practice for the last 2 days? I'm kind of easing you in. Where are you at physically?
Physically, I feel great. It's great to be out here with the guys, being able to compete and everything like that. So I'm just happy to be out here.
What's the rehab process been like for you? Like going back to the spring, Mike Zimmer said you pulled your groin. Did something happen in practice?
I didn't pull it, but the rehab process has been great. The trainers are taking great care of me. So I'm just following everything they're saying, and now I'm here.
Is it anything that you re-aggravated from the January surgery, or was it something new?
It is the same injury, but like I feel great now, and it won't be something I have to worry about moving on.
Welcome into Purple Daily. Our friends, I was going to say old friends, but that's not true. I still see them on a daily basis. Courtney Cronin and Andrew Kramer. Now, Courtney, of course, ESPN, and Andrew Kramer of the Star Tribune, who used to work for us at Score North, asking questions of first-round draft pick Christian Darrisaw, who has returned to practice, albeit on a limited basis the past 2 days. But we're not here to talk about Christian Darrisaw, or we might be. We are here to read your comments from YouTube. I'm Judd. He's executive producer Declan Goff. Phil is traveling today. He will be back on the Purple Daily and Mackey and Judd platforms on Monday. Before we get underway, though, I want to tell you what's coming Monday as well. Some exciting news for Purple Daily. That's right. Our friends from Surly will become the official presenting sponsor of every permeation of Purple Daily. And the good thing about the folks at Surly is they have several different beers for you to try. I recommend the one that I'm holding in front of my ugly mug right now, Havoc Machine West Coast IPA. Enjoy a couple of them. In fact, this weekend to celebrate the Purple Daily marriage with Surly. And I'm thinking out loud here, Dex. Yeah. So if I'm drinking a Surly, good beer. Love that
great beer.
Perhaps a
Love
Furious. Beer. Perhaps a West Coast IPA Havoc Machine. I'm trying to pair it with a food. Let's see here. I'm trying to pair it with a food. You know what would be good? I think a little pig approved. You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about that.
I think what you do is we stop at our friends at Pig Approved Barbecue on Larpenteur Avenue in St. Paul. Okay, we pick up some pulled pork, pick up some mac and cheese, pick up some ribs. You and I devoured them pre-show a couple Fridays ago. And to be honest, if we can have an intermission between each Purple Daily and Mackey and Judd recording a pig-approved barbecue, I think we'll all be very happy. We might gain a few extra. Actually, I won't because my metabolism's amazing.
No, I hate you for this.
Yeah, but pig-approved barbecue would be great. And then you know what we do? We'd eat that pig-approved barbecue here at Score North. We'd just walk right across the street down to Surly Brew Hall. Yeah. And we get a couple brews, and we maybe talk some football, some fans. You know, one of them that's down there that I love at the Surly Brew Hall, Judd, is the rosé. They have a infused rosé that is it's a rosé beer, and it's damn good. On a hot day, on a summertime there at Surly Brew Hall, one of my favorite. I'm not a big rosé guy either. I don't like wine, but the rosé and the beer, well, now we're talking at Surly Brewing, and that's where I would like to be on a hot summer day.
I love that one. And yes, pig approved was delicious. It's legit. It was legit. That in fact, I thought that your on and off the record endorsement for it was the best, which was basically, I'm not a big barbecue guy ordinarily, but this is fantastic.
I'm not a traditional Midwest barbecue person. We unfortunately here sometimes have a tough understanding of how to do the right way of barbecue. Pig Approved Barbecue has changed my complete mindset of what barbecue is here in the Midwest. They are the best. Go check them out. They're on Larpenteur Avenue in St. Paul.
Awesome stuff. And you know what? We tell you here on this show on Mackey and Judd the absolute truth. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you don't. But this show faces on a daily basis reality, and that includes mixing in both good and bad your comments from YouTube on Purple Daily. All right, Declan, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
All right, we have this one from Joe. He was listening to our Write That Down episode, and he commented on our YouTube page. By the way, thank you for subscribing to our YouTube page. Subscribe to it for daily Minnesota Vikings entertainment 7 days a week, sometimes more, on youtube.com/Purple Daily. Write this down, says Joe. If Cousins doesn't play week 1, Jake Browning will start and will throw for a minimum of 300 yards and 3 touchdowns minimum. Actually, I don't think that that's too far-fetched, Judd, because that Bengals team is a mess. I believe I even saw, despite everything that is dysfunctional with the current state of the Vikings, they're still 17.5-point favorites in Cincinnati because Joe Burrow looks like a mess so far. And if you think things are bad in the Vikings training camp,
are you serious?
Things are not looking well for the Bengals.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna Google that right now because if that's on the road in a National Football League game, that's damn near impossible.
I mean,
14 is a boatload. So if it's, hold on a second, I'm just gonna type in Bengals, Vikings, and spread. No, I'm seeing -3.5 here.
Okay,
but hold on a second. Let me just see if there's been a shift in the news. Okay, here's a site called thelines.com. August 3rd, 2021.
Okay,
no,
3.5.
No, it's 3.
Someone misled me.
Okay. I was gonna say 17,
which is not surprising.
That's a college spread. That's
However,
a college spread. You know what though? Okay, do you really think? Because I like where the comment's going. If Zim, I'm not saying Browning couldn't start. He definitely could. But, and just to be clear, I'm not a fan of that, but I don't know that the Vikings are going to go get a replacement quarterback at this late date if Kirk can't play. Do you think Zimmer, though, would, with Dalvin Cook on his roster, allow Clint Kubiak to allow Browning to throw the ball enough to get to those stats? That would be my question. I could see the head coach being like, well, we got Dalvin for a reason.
Yeah.
35 carries.
Pick approved barbecue is just same thing with Dalvin Cook. Just feed Dalvin Cook. Feed. Good things could happen. No, I think that Bengals team is going to be a mess. And even though the Vikings aren't, are at a state of dysfunction right now, a week and a half into their training camp schedule, if Browning had to step in and start week 1, and I don't think that will be the case, but if in the event it is, I can see that happening. He's probably commenting because I did say Kirk Cousins doesn't start week 1 of the season. This was on Wednesday. This was before the epic Kirk press conference. It's a touchdown. Yeah,
touchdown. Sorry,
it's a dinger.
Write that down.
Craig wants to know. I wish we would have kept Taylor Heincke as our backup, and I'll spin this to you, Judd. If Heincke was the backup, do you feel a lot better about the backup quarterback situation for the Vikings? Heincke's going to be the starter in Washington, isn't he?
I don't care. Don't forget this. This is the guy who on the Vikings watch kicked in a plate glass window or something and severed tendons. Is that right? In his foot? No. Taylor Heincke, when you do that, you forfeit your right to compete for my backup job. Now, if you're a first round pick, it's a different story, but no. And the fact that he stands to be the potential starter or play in Washington, although what's the predicament then with Fitz Magic is there too. I thought he was starting, but anyway, no. When you show up and he was my Mr. Mankato pick and he blew that up, no, I'm done with him.
Okay. I don't think he's really that bad.
Are you?
I'd feel better about it than Jake Browning.
I know, but he screwed you. I mean, Jake Browning has been one thing, reliable, and Taylor Heincke kicked in a plate glass window.
Thought it was 3 years ago. And he balled out in the playoff game.
No, but I'm saying at that point in time, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm not going to bring you back and continue to cultivate you. And sorry.
Michael wants to know, how are all these receiving stats going to happen if Jake Browning is starting? I mean, this team would become a run first heavy team if Kirk Cousins isn't playing quarterback. They're going to run 40 times a game.
Yeah. You just said it. You're exactly right. Yeah. No, I mean, if Jake Browning has to start, he's not going. I mean, they are going to ultimately shift their game plan completely towards the run and probably short passes. If Jake Browning has to start games, I'm not saying that Jefferson and Thielen won't get the ball, but Jefferson will for sure be hurt because you are not going to ask Jake to throw a ton of deep balls or to throw a ton of passes. I mean, keep in mind, Kirk is not asked to probably, when you look statistically compared to other quarterbacks, throw a ton of deep balls, right? So yeah, no, if Jake Browning has to start games, Dalvin's going to get 35 carries. He's going to get 6 passes. Irv Smith could actually go off as well because he'd be a option as well in the potential short passing game. But the receivers, good luck to you.
Oof. Yeah, that'd be tough. Tight ends are a good security blanket for rookie and inexperienced quarterbacks too. So I can actually see Irv Smith probably benefiting from that as well.
Yep.
Sam wants to know, and by the way, this question powered by PXG in Southdale Center in Minneapolis. Check out the Gen 4 golf clubs. You might want to upgrade your putter game, your hybrid, your fairways, your irons. There's plenty of clubs at your disposal at PXG in Southdale Center. Go check them out. Sam wants to know what's more likely: the Vikings winning it all this year, or drafting Spencer Rattler, the Oklahoma quarterback, and being a unanimous Super Bowl contender for the next 5 years. Which path is more likely to you, Judd Zolgad, as we record this on August 6th, 2021, the day of our Lord?
If I could only pick one of those two, because they're both highly unlikely paths,
right?
I'm taking door 2 right now, because previously, if the Kirk stuff hadn't, and it goes beyond Kirk, but if all that stuff hadn't come up, I'd take door 1, because I do think this team should be good. Now, do I think that they're going to win a Super Bowl, or did I? No, but did I think that they should make a playoff run? Absolutely. But given what's going on now, I think it's the second one. You?
I think it's the first one. I think it's the first one. Even with things that are going on right now. You and we've been talking about this with the Wild. We've talked about the Twins. You can't project a 5-year window. You just can't. I mean, it's easier in football. Yeah, when you have Pat Mahomes, no one thought Pat Mahomes would turn into this. It's incredibly difficult to project a 5-year window in sports. And let's just say this mess, and it's a mess that is happening right now with the Vikings, gets put aside. I know what I have in this roster. Like if things hit, they should be in the contention to be in a Super Bowl. Are they favorites? Certainly not.
Sure.
But I know what is more of a given, and it's right here, right now. So I actually think it's more likely to Super Bowl contenders this year. Yes,
given,
I do.
though? Like, we don't know the unknown here. There's a lot of
more
unknown
of a given
introduced. Like I would say the unknown of our guys going to get hurt, right? Because like that's there every year. But this has created such another curveball potentially. But I mean, they're both distant ideas of what could actually transpire.
All right, Jesse says, Declan would hate half of the viewers of this show if they ever met. And then Mike says, Declan is much too negative on this show. He's still a youngster who is still learning, i.e. needs to grow up.
That's your money. That's pushback for your early week complete meltdowns.
Man, and
that's what that's for.
That was not Judd. That was Declan. Those comments were directed to me.
How like you sounded? I felt when I feel I have to rein you in and like be, dude, it's going to be okay. We've reached a really weird point. So I wouldn't say that those comments are an accurate reflection or a fair reflection of you in general. But early this week on the Vikings, they're dead on, right?
Hey, look, I don't mean to forecast and be Nostradamus here, but I said on Monday I'm starting to worry, and things have gone significantly off the rails. I was tame. I think my take was maybe more tame on Monday than what has developed here in the last 4 days.
But you started saying things like Patrick Peterson's not gonna rebound. He's gonna be. I mean, you were pretty despondent. You were pretty despondent. But you're right. You're right. It's not like it's gotten to Friday and we're like, okay, it's all calmed down. You are correct. It still feels odd.
All right, next question here, and I hope I don't butcher this name, which I've always done. Gaetano, Gaetano. It sounds very Italian. If I can guess, Gaetano. He wants to know: this season is already setting up for disaster. Lowest vax rate in the league. 6 starters unvaxxed. Most of their rookie class unvaxxed. With this league rule, this season is done. So we were just talking about me having a cause for concern. Gaetano here comes in hot and says the season's already done. Judd, is this Viking season already done for you?
What's going on this week? Why am I having to come in and calm people? I mean, okay, because I guess I have been quite a while back called Panic by Patrick Royce, but I am sports dad too. And Gaetano, if that is the way that we accurately pronounce your name, and if it's not, I apologize.
Blame me.
It's sports dad here, okay? We got to calm down. We don't know. It's a long season. A lot can happen. Things can change on a dime. Things that we expect won't happen, and things that we don't expect will, and that can be both good and bad. This season, they have not played a preseason game yet. And yes, it feels weird. And yes, we've sort of been down this weird path before. So I understand every bit of your trepidation as well as Declan's. But Sports Dad is telling you right now, let's calm down and at least see how it begins to actually play out. Making no promises, but let's not give up. We can't give up. We've just been through a Twins season that was an unmitigated disaster. The Wild does not start for a few months, right? The Wolves do not start for a few months, and they're the Wolves, so our expectations there are muted at best. Zero probably is the accurate term. So when it comes to the Vikings, don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Sports Dad is telling you right now, Gitano, calm yourself down. I know how you feel, but let's see what happens.
A goofy one here. I'm actually kind of glad Mackie isn't here for this one because you can answer it just straight to my face here. Not asking to be mean, but from genuine curiosity, CHOS3N1 asks, what do you think is smirkier, Mackie's face or Mackie's voice? Which one is more smirkier? You've worked with him for 11 years. You know a smirk when you see it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm known as a guy that smirks at times. So I've been down this road of being accused of smirking before. But if I have to pick one for Phil, Dex, I would go with his face. His voice is occasionally smirky, but I think he has more. I think we get the more facial expressions of smirk than we do the voice. It might be close, but I'm going to go face. What's your choice? Come on. You got to answer this.
I'm going to go voice. Okay. I'm going to go with voice. I think he's got I'm guilty of this too. You get a little condescending sometimes. Well, a little condescending. We all are. We're in an industry where we have to be.
Sort of a smart ass wry. I mean, you might be right.
Yeah.
The voice can be smirky.
Yeah. But I mean, we're all condescending. We're all fans of Larry David on this show. So, I mean, I get it. A couple offensive line questions to wrap here, Judd. Are they leaving in Dakota Dozier in there to punish Kirk for not restructuring? Scott wants to know.
No, they're not trying to purposely lose games. There's no way. They are not. I've seen that before. Or for not being vaxxed, I've seen that one. Are they trying to get Kirk killed? No, he's your starting quarterback. And by the way, as I told him flat out, no one else on this team really should be playing other than you. So, no, I know where people are going with that. And I know it's a smart aleck comment as well, but somehow they didn't get a right guard that they consider to be serviceable enough to beat out Dakota Dozier. I can't explain it. It is a true mystery of training camp.
Last one here from Davis. Davis wants to know, how is Garrett Bradbury looking in training camp, Judd? Interior
offensive line. Come
on.
I've watched every practice. I don't
Come on, Alex Boone. Come on.
No, like it would take a guy like Boone to watch practice and give you a coherent analysis of that. I don't know. I mean, they've been in pads twice. They basically sort of hit, a bit. It's not actual brutal contact, but I am waiting until we see actual games, and perhaps the joint practices with the Broncos will help a bit as well to come to a conclusion. Sure. But I'm going to say it's far too early for me to give you a succinct answer on Garrett Bradbury. The only thing I will tell you is flat out, I think it's his third year, and as a first round pick, there's 5 years of contract there. I think this is make or break. I really do. I think that this is enormous because Dex, if he cannot pass protect again, I don't see how you keep going back to this well time after time after time. And I know that he is sufficient in run blocking, and that's great. That's fine. But this league's about the pass now.
Yep.
So it's unfair to say that I've seen enough to make a judgment, but I think I know what the parameters are.
Okay. I hear you. Hey, right before we wrap here, one last shout out to our friends, because if Garrett Bradbury's going to be looking for work, maybe Burnsville Heating and Air might be the place for him to go. Because
they get paid too, right?
And the best thing about this, Judd, this great partnership with Burnsville Heating and Air, you don't need necessarily the skill set to be a carpenter or to be an HVAC technician, they will train you. They will teach you. Now, the experience would help you get there by all means. They also are doing a $2,000 sign-on bonus.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That is exactly what I'm looking for. It's a weekend. It's Friday night. I love me a little beer money. Can you imagine what I can do with $2,000 on a weekend beer money, Jed? That could be a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
So go to check out Burnsville Heating and Air. Tell them Purple Daily sent you. I know we've gotten some notes that people from our listeners have contact them and send an application. So thank you very much. Go check it out. Burnsville Heating and Air. And the last one, because even though they're located in Burnsville, let's say you're a Lake Elmo guy. I grew up on the East Metro. All right. So I know that commute. I know that commute very, very well, having to go all over the place where your friends are all over. They will bring you you can drive yourself to job sites around the East Metro. You live in Lake Elmo and you got to go to Stillwater. You just got to scoot across.
To Burnsville? Is that what you're telling me?
No, you don't have to hop on
Burnsville.
Don't have to hop on 35E. You can stay on Manning Avenue there. You can just take on 694, stay on that loop right in the East Metro. They'll send you to more sites that are near your living facilities. So BurnsvilleHeatingandAir.com.
Love it. Before we go, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my close personal friend because he did something that I absolutely applaud.
Okay.
And it's going to shock you.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle Rudolph, and here's why.
Okay.
So a couple days ago during practice, I tweeted that it's great that he's gone because Irv Smith looked great, and I do think that Kyle being gone removes any debate in the tight end room and with the coaching staff. It's now Irv Smith as tight end 1, and that's it. So I tweeted this. It's great he's gone because this gives Irv Smith the chance that he deserves, and he should be. I think what my tweet said is sitting on a potentially huge season. Kyle Rudolph liked my tweet. So he's clearly searching his own name because I didn't tag him because I don't do that. Tagging people on stuff like that is just Bush League. He clearly was either caught wind of this or is searching his own name, and he liked it. And what I love about it is, and I'm being sincere here, I often like tweets that rip me because they're just great. I just love it. So anyway, Rudy, shout out to you. He's a giant now. You get it. I love it. And that is what makes Twitter great. An athlete finding his name, finding where he's been basically poked at and said it's good he's gone, and liking it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Rudy.
You even got a listener, apparently Chad Graff, our friend at The Athletic, wrote a similar piece that you did yesterday, and someone tweeted, said, "Are you Judd Zolgad? This is absolute trash." So you're getting compared to Chad Graff. People are flip-flopping you two. You're ripping Kyle Rudolph liking the tweet. I love it.
I'm not ripping.
All of it.
Yeah, I ripped him. He liked it. You should. My timeline blew up yesterday on my Kirk column, which you can find at scorenorth.com if you are so inclined to read. If you're a Kirk stan, probably don't read it.
I don't know.
You'll be mad at me.
I don't have a beloved wife, but I did see my sisters had to hop into some Instagram comments on our Score North account defending their baby brother for a very similar.
Oh,
Instagram
no, get them out. No. You don't need that. No, tell them, do not defend me. Tell them, look, price of poker. I say and think what I want, and sports fans rip me back. It's what makes life great. All right, we are done here. What's going on?
Bet line tomorrow. So that's the thing. Purple Daily, 7 days a week. 7 days a week, which includes comments from YouTube. And then we'll be back on Monday with Phil Mackey with plenty of more Vikings talk. And when we're back on Monday, I think we're going to have a big banner on this page that's going to say Surly Brewing, which starting Monday will be the official presenting sponsor of all Purple Daily properties. Talk to you then.